Hello, this is my first time video in English. Let's begin. Today we will talk about the German philosopher and historian Oswald Spengler. Oswald Spengler was very famous philosopher and has big influence to all the European humanitarian arts and etc. We know that Spengler has its own theory that connected with culture and civilization. Uh, at first, we will talk about the relevance of Spengler because modern contemporary scientists and contemporary philosophers know that Spengler is very important. But why? He lived in the first part of 20th century and now is completely different time. Why Spengler is important? Spengler is important because he has very unique view on a culture, on a history in general, and on a Europe. His thoughts about the crisis, it's also important, but not in that way that are spoken. Spengler really has thoughts that on history, on time, that I would say it not Western. This is not Western thoughts. It's maybe like Eastern point of view, Eastern view on a world view, because it's connected with cycles. Maybe this thoughts was in ancient Greece, but the history like cycles, it's not very Western idea. Spengler was right thinker, not left thinker, and he writes about the nation, about the language, about language and tongue, about the blood, about the races, but his view on all these entities was very philosophical, and he, for example, thinks in his famous book about the Europe, about the fates. He says that there is no one Europe history. There is no one Europe history. Ancient Greece, it's ancient Greece. This is completely different civilization. Now, if he was right, he was written that this Faustian culture, it is about Europe, when culture in Europe changed to civilization. And this is not the same culture and civilization. This is completely different. This is completely different. And the civilization and culture can't live forever. And his main idea is that every culture and civilization uh, will be degradized, and this disorientation and degradation is completely normal, because on this degradation it will be new culture and then new civilization. And we can't we don't need to see like history like one completely story about the Europeans, or about the all different civilization, because it's very different. uh, Maybe it's a lot of cultures. Maybe we can't talk about the history like one completely story, but we need to understand this thing. We need to understand this thing that Spengler, uh, if he not very precise in in little things, but he's very clever and in big things, in big ideas. Also, Spengler is not um, journalist, is not a publisher, not a publisher. It is not a publication for big audience. Yes, Spengler is not for all, but we need to understand the Spengler important for us, because his ideas of this difference of cultures is very important. We don't need to understand, for example, all the world like story about one civilization. No, it is not one civilization, but it's also not a lot of civilizations that are not connected. There is a lot of cultures that are not connected. This is wrong too, because cultures and civilizations, uh, all the history was in completely speaking process. It's not like speaking in the mind. Yes, it is speaking like life, and that is why Spengler also was a philosopher of life philosopher, because they don't tell us about psychology of one person, of one culture. He's very big. His thoughts connected with all different things in music, in history, in arts, in architecture, a lot of things. He in his books he writes a lot of things, but we don't need to afraid of all this information. We don't need to afraid, because all these examples, all this information, it's not like that we need to know all the things. No, we need to understand. We need to see in different ways on different things of culture, and we need to understand that every culture has its own start, own changes and degradation, um, and that is why Spengler is relevant, and not only relevant, he is a philosopher, because he's not only historian, he is more, and we don't know yet what these thoughts, what his thoughts will be in future. Thank you.